Yo, what's going on, Walten fans, and welcome back to another video. And today we have got one new teaser. Thanks to Martin Walls on Twitter, he has released one new image, and as you can see, this is an image of Rosemary. As you can see, this is really interesting because this is probably the only time we've seen Rosemary look happy, and you're probably wondering, well, Cal, what could this actually mean? Now, during the fact we had multiple photos come out on Twitter of how the characters actually looked, and this was Rosemary's look. As you can see, I think this is a younger version of Rosemary, not actually during 1974. And personally, we have got a lot of news about this thing here in the corner, what this could be. Now, I'll be honest, it probably is nothing, but to me, if we're going to go off the fact that that could be somebody, I think that's going to be Jack. To me, I think this is going to be a scene that will depict Jack and Rosemary in the early days of their dating before Rosemary dies. And you're probably wondering, well, that's very emotional, that sounds very serious, and why could that be the case? And that would be just because of this image right here that was judged by Martin Walls on Twitter that says, "I love to see each crew member's blind reaction to episode 6. Shame you couldn't see mine live, it was absolutely awesome." Because of Peter tries, I'm assuming he's another one of the crew members. Now, apparently, episode 5 and 6 are absolutely gut-wrenching, and that kind of leads into the fact of that could be Rosemary and Jack before Rosemary gets killed off. And you're probably wondering, well, why could that be the case? Now, to me, I'm going to say one thing and one thing only. What we know about episode 4, 5, and 6 is that it's going to retell the story in a more detailed light of what we already know. We already know that Susan was Banny, we already know Rosemary is Shah, and we already know Boozoo ends up being inhabited by Charles. So when it comes to this, why would Rosemary be the focus of this video? I think we're delving into each specific character that becomes animatronic, and likewise with Rosemary, so she's getting her own dedicated episode or a large dedicated amount of segments of this next episode to build up her character and to emotionally attach us with her character before she gets killed off. Because realistically, Martin Walls put lots of effort into this, and it's ultimately just an actually good story rather than an analog horror series now at this point. So personally, I think this image is going to be something to do with Rosemary before she gets killed, because personally I think this looks just a little bit different to how she looks in the more recent images that came out when it came to the more like kind of cinematic versions of the characters. As you can see, this is the photo of Rosemary. Now personally, they do look very similar, but when you put this side by side, I think there is just a little bit of wrinkles around the eyes. Now, could this be the exact same image? Now personally, yes, this could be the exact same image and I'm just overthinking it, but I definitely think that this will be something to do with building up Rosemary's character towards when she is a mother towards Ed and Molly. I personally think that this is going to be before Ed and Molly's situation. I think we're going to definitely see her before and after it, because we did get that one teaser, I think it was late night television, that ended with Rosemary being in the reflection of the TV screen looking really depressed. So I definitely think we're going to get basically a hand-in-hand comparison of Rosemary before Ed and Molly and after, which just builds up her character, emotionally attaches us to her as a character as well before she ends up being lured in by Bond and ultimately becoming Shah. So I think this is a really interesting image. The fact that it says that Martin has confirmed that other people in the crew have seen episode 5 and 6, surely this means that the possibility of episode 5 coming out on the 20th being very possible. It could be. I don't think it will personally, just because I feel like there would be a premiere for it by now, and I think that Martin will just maybe push it back a few weeks because we know how much he loves the series, and he also stated he had an exam coming up, which makes a lot of sense. So for me personally, I think this is a very interesting image, and in my opinion, I think this will just be sort of like a hand-in-hand comparison of her, you know, before Ed and Molly, and then that late night TV that we saw with her in front of the TV really depressed is after Ed and Molly's situation, which leads to her being killed and put into shop. But ultimately, let me know what you think this image could be. I'd be really intrigued to hear your theories in the comments below. Like, genuinely, I think the Walten Falls is definitely going in a really strong direction when it comes to storytelling points and ultimately diving into more detail. I'm really happy with how the series will probably turn out. I think episode 5 is going to be an absolute banger, and I can't wait for it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash the like button down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're really close to 4K, so if you can help us hit that, thank you so much. It would be really appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. I will check you in the next one. As always, stay safe and peace. First shot of this episode, Tammy picks this house.
Oh, what about that one?
Now, if you ask me, that is the, worst house you can pick. It has wallpaper on the outside.